The gap pack method. We've all heard so much about it from every single YouTuber across the board, including myself, saying it works so well, but I wanted to really put that to the test. So I decided to do a little bit of an experiment. I ripped 100,000 coins worth of gap packs. I went through all the steps that YouTubers tell us to do, from exchanging, which exchange sets work, selling on the market, selling elites, what can you pull. I did it all. I wanted to get a really good sample of this method. I kept track of my coins the entire way. I monitored how much I spent and how much I made. But at the end of the day, I think the important question here is not whether or not this is profitable. I think most of us know by now that the gap method actually works. The question is, how efficient is it? So I timed my entire way doing it. I kept track. I'm going to break down every step that I did in this, and then we're going to answer the question at the end of this video. Is the gap pack method really worth it? Let's get into it. Stop wasting your hard-earned money gambling on packs. Check out my sponsor MMOEXP to buy the absolute cheapest, most reliable MUT coins, and use my code Kinny for 5% off your order. So there are 8 steps to this method that I went through. I'm going to walk you guys through them briefly, and then we're going to go through the results at the end. The first step here was obviously 100,000 coins in gap packs. Now I had about 23 minutes of footage here, and this is me consistently going through and ripping packs, hitting down on the D-pad, A, up, A. I mean, I just did it over and over and over again for a total of 200 packs that we pulled. The way that I was able to monitor without actually counting the packs that I was pulling was just my starting coin count versus my ending coin count. I subtracted 100,000 coins off of that, and once I hit that mark, that's when I stopped pulling cards. It was much easier to keep track of. That way I didn't have to really focus on this is pack number 1, pack number 2, pack number 3. We got some good pulls. We pulled some elite cards. We pulled some 50 cards. We pulled some high golds. You also can pull platinum cards out of this, which is pretty effective if you're lucky enough to. I've done it in the past plenty of times, but in this sample size, I did not. So of course, results will vary from just what I'm pulling here, but this is a pretty good sample size to get a good estimate. And if we were to extrapolate this out, how well or not well would this method work? But a lot of the cards that we pulled were high silvers and low golds, which means we're going to have to exchange them up. Which brings us to step number 2, the low silver exchange, that we turned low silvers into high silvers. Now, of course, you have a chance for some power-ups here, which is always good, but I don't think I got very many, if any at all. So I went through, I exchanged up all my low silvers into high silvers. I pulled all of those packs. After that, we exchanged up our high silvers into low golds using those exchange methods again. From that, you can also pull more power-ups. Some of them can go for a decent bit, but again, I don't think I got too lucky here. The expensive power-ups are usually in the higher gold tier. However, in this method, I actually skipped that because I went to the Superstar MVP exchange set to get a better bang for my buck. You only have to exchange 3 low golds to get a high gold for the Superstar MVP exchange set. So that's what I ended up going with here. That was step number 4, taking all of my low golds and exchanging them up. And if you wanted to, if you really wanted to, it would take much longer. I could go through and check the prices of each individual silver and gold card that I pulled during this process, but with 200 of them, there's just no way I'm gonna do that. Could probably make more coins in the long run, but to me, the time consumption just really is not worth it to do that. The next step was to take all our 77 through 79 cards and exchange them into 85 overall 50 players. 86 requires 80 to 82 elite cards, and I didn't want to experiment and have to exchange even further up. And these go for around 22,000 coins, whereas the 84s only go for 25,000. So to me, the 86s weren't worth it. The 85s are worth it. So I added all those gold cards of 77 through 79s, and we were able to get 285 overall players. The next step was to take our remaining high golds, a lot of these from that Superstar MVP set, and we put them into an 82 overall 50 player set. This is the highest 50 set that you can do that takes the high golds, and it doesn't take any of the 77 to 79s. But this was mainly used for my 75 and 76 overall gold players. I kind of just polish them off, finish them off, use what I had left over from the 85 overall 50 exchange set. We put them into this set to get the most use out of those high golds that we can. The next step was to go through our newest cards in our binder. We sold all of the power-ups one by one. Now, I didn't actually sell them on camera, but I went through and I checked their prices to see what they were going for. And and noted that down so that I could keep track of the coins that we were at. We actually got some good power-ups. For example, Aaron Rodgers goes for like 11 to 12,000 coins. So there are some really good power-ups that you can pull out of gap packs. You just got to get a little bit lucky, but in a sample size of 200, you're bound to get a little bit lucky at least once or twice. Step after that was to deal with our elite cards. Now the highest elite I pulled was an 83 overall. So what I did is I went to the auction block and I checked the market rate for 80s, 81s, 82s, and 83s. This was to have a base level sell price that I could sell these cards at. For example, you'll find a lot of the 80 overalls when you just hit left bumper on them, they're going for like 2,000 coins, but you can actually sell those 80 overalls for 3,000 coins just by checking the market rate. All you have to do is filter by the overall and check what the lowest buy now price is. That will be the market rate for that card. I have a tutorial on it if you're interested in learning how to check the market rate. It's a great way to really get the most coins out of the cards that you're selling. So that was used as a backup. Now I went back to the cards that I had, to the elites, and I hit left bumper on all of them, and I chose whatever price was higher. So some of these cards go for more than the market rate. For example, an Autumn Harvest promo card went for more than the market rate. His card would have been 3,000, but he went for 4,000. So I sold him for 4,000 coins. But other cards, these low 80 overalls, like Bradley Chubb, for example, he went for less than the market rate, so I sold him for the market rate of 3,000 coins. Now, we did pull that 83 Bobby Bell, which was pretty good, and there were a few decent pulls in our elites that we were able to sell for. So that's all the steps we took. Now, how many coins did we make? We were able to exchange up 2 of the 85 overall 50 players that went for 22,000 coins each. We were able to exchange up 5 of the 82 overall 50 players that went for 5,000 coins each. We had 10 power-ups that totaled 39,300 coins. We had 20 elites that totaled 74,200 coins, bringing us to a grand total of 182,500 coins. After we take off tax, we have 164,250 coins. And then of course you subtract off our initial investment of 100,000 coins and you're left with 64,250 coins. Now guys, this took me a little under an hour to do, probably about 45 minutes, but I wasn't able to post all of the cards in that time. So it actually will take more time. So we're gonna round it out to make it even and say this took about an hour to do. So we made 65,000 coins profit in an hour. And at the end of the day, is this method really worth it? My answer is probably not. I think you can make way more coins in this game by just sniping cards and reposting them on the block. Now, is it nice to totally mix it up and do something different and get maybe some really lucky pulls? Like I said, you can pull platinum cards out of this pack. It can be fun to switch it up. You don't want to do the same thing every single day when you log on to this game, and I get that. It's a video game. You're supposed to have fun with it. But if you're looking for just the most efficient method with your coins, I don't think the gap method really is that. It'll always help you round off your binder junk. It'll always help you get rid of your binder junk by exchanging up. I do think if there is a profitable time of the year to do it, it is now, and it won't work forever. But I don't think that this method is really like the god tier method that everyone has made it out to be. So I'm not telling you not to do it. Of course, it still works. And if you enjoy doing it, do it. It's your game. It's what's fun for you. That's what really matters. But if someone keeps boasting about the gap pack method, just keep this video in mind. You learned something new, hopefully today, and you can keep that in mind to make an educated, informed decision going forward with how you want to spend your time in Madden 21 Ultimate Team. That's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving it a like rating. Subscribe to the channel for more Madden 21 content. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, thanks for stopping by.